There's a lot of talk today about consent and the importance of consent, and indeed it is very important. But there's something that I noticed about myself. I wonder if you notice it about yourself, that sometimes I go in life through events with other people or with life itself that personally I wouldn't like it. I don't like it. I don't want it. And yet, if I look deeper into myself, if I hear what's happening inside of me, I can recognize that my soul actually signed the contract. My soul said, you're going to go through this. This is an important initiation journey that you're going to go through that. Even though you're going to kick and scream and say, I don't want to, I don't want to, you want to. I want to. I want to go through these portals, even when they're not comfortable for me, even when, if I looked at it from just psychological perspective, I could feel hurt, even abused, even feel like, that was a traumatic experience. But actually, when I look at it from my soul level, I feel that was an important initiation. I own it. I take myself into this path knowing that I'm not comfortable in it. But like any initiation journey, there is danger, there is a shocking experience, and you're gonna go on the other side of things totally different, transformed. And one of the things that is between trauma and initiation is like, do I want to transform? Am I willing to? Am I looking forward for this transformation? In initiation journey, you're looking forward to transform. You don't want to stay in the way that you were. Trauma happens when this shocking experience actually moved us from where we were, but we're very happy there. We don't want to transform. So for myself, I can say many times my personality, the level of the psychological level, was very comfortable, doesn't want to transform. Like if you ask me, it's like, no, I was really, really good. I'm really good. Don't want anything to change. And then my soul intervenes and said, like, kind of almost like take me by the neck and said, like, yeah, we're gonna throw you to your next level. And for this, you need to go through an initiation journey. And it's not gonna be fun for you. But if you listen deep, you will feel that actually parts of you that need to die are departing, dying, and something new is coming, like any initiation journey. So I wonder if this is talking to you. At least this is my own experience. And one of the things that's important in this is that we learn to listen to ourselves in different levels. So there's the me, the personality, the I that I know as a psychological personality with my memories, my father, my mother, my experience as a child. And then there is a deeper level. So in Kabbalah, we relate to the soul in three main levels. Like the first one, the thing that makes us alive in the body is called Nefesh. And this is mostly what psychology, the regular psychology, is dealing with, the psyche. But then there is another deeper level to us, which we call in Kabbalah Ruach. And translation would be spirit, but it's not a good translation. But it's when you become spiritual, when you realize that there is another depth to things. Things are not just as they seem. There is like depth beyond depth. And everything is connected in some ways. But then there is another level, which is the level of the soul, which we call Neshama in Kabbalah, which is this eternal part in us that never dies, that incarnates part of it, go through initiations, let the body and the mind die, and continue. And this part of us, when we learn to listen to the soul, it's like the soul is not afraid of death. And the soul is not afraid also of ego death. It's the ego who's afraid of the ego death, but the soul is not afraid of that. It's like, yeah, go ahead, jump into the fire, because this is the initiation you need. So in my understanding, it's super important to understand ourselves in those different levels. And actually there are 5 levels. There's 2 more levels that I didn't relate to it here. I relate to all this in my Kabbalah course, the Kabbalah of Love course. If this kind of world is interesting for you, you might want to check it out. I have 28 classes. You can take them whenever you want. Each class is like 15 minutes on the wisdom of Kabbalah from a perspective of today, of people who are searching for creating a beautiful culture in the world of civilization that's based on love and freedom and empowerment. So this is the Kabbalah of Love course. And also, this relates also to the way we do relationships, because many times people relate to each other just on the level of the psychological I. So it's one ego meeting another ego. I come with my wounds, you come with your wounds. Probably my wounds are projected on you, you're projecting your wounds on me, and we know the deal. There is another level in which we can relate soul to soul. And then, yes, of course, the psychological stuff is running, but there's something much deeper. Maybe this is what's called soulmates, but it's really when we relate to each other as partners, soul to soul, and say we're going to create a space of this relationship that is a sacred relationship, a relationship that has depth. This depth that allow us both to go through initiation times, that allow us both to go through difficulties sometimes, without just blaming and going into drama and trauma, but actually moving through this valley of tears, knowing that my soul chose to be here, and I feel that, and my soul is choosing to be with you, and we're holding hands and going through this, not because we need security or anything, but because we know this is the journey of our soul. And sometimes the journey of the soul is to meet all kind of inner monsters and dragons and fears and go through that. And for this, we created another course, which you can find online. I did it with my beloved partner of 20 years, Don Cherie, and we created it Sacred Relating, open or not, meaning it doesn't mean if you're open relating or not open relating. Yes, we are in an open relationship for the last 20 years and moving forward with a lot of excitement to be more and more in this relationship. But it doesn't really matter if you're in open relationship or in not an open relationship, polyamorous or monogamous, it doesn't matter. What matters is, do you want to create a sacred relating? And what are the tools? How can you create your relationship as a space that is sacred? And sacred doesn't mean that you're like, or anything. It just means that there is depth, that your soul is present there, and that you're not relating to each other only through the body and only through the personality, but actually realizing that what's between you and I, it's like the 2 cherubs in the Holy of Holies in the ancient temple of Jerusalem. Between the 2 cherubim, there was a space, and this space is a charged space of creation. That's the space where things can be created from this most sacred place. And this is how we see relationships. And for this, there's this course of sacred relating. And I really invite you, if this kind of approach is talking to you, check it out. You can always regret, and there's a 30-day full money back. So I invite you to study with us and to go deep and to feel the levels that are deeper than the psychological I.